Hey everyone, I'm Mike from the parkprodigy.com, and did you know that you can use magic across all three Universal Orlando theme parks? That's right, and that's why in this video I'm about to break down everything you need to know about the interactive wands at Universal Orlando and how you can use them from the classic streets in Diagon Alley to the brand new Harry Potter Ministry of Magic at Epic Universe. We're showing you exactly how to master your wand skills, how to figure out if the interactive wands are worth it for you and your family, making sure you're not going to miss any of those secret spell locations that aren't on the actual map, and how to use the latest tech to join the House Cup. So if you're visiting Universal Orlando and you have Harry Potter fans in your family and you're thinking about how to get the most out of the interactive wand, or like I said, if you should purchase it, just be sure to stick around until the end of this video. As always, I'm very excited, so let's go get started. Thank you again so much for checking out this video. Like I said, I'm about to break down really everything you need to know about the interactive wands at Universal Orlando Resort. If you should buy them, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks towards the end to make sure you get the most out of them. But let's really jump in and start with the basics, which is what are the Universal Orlando interactive wands. So unlike replica wands, the interactive wands allow you to actually cast spells that trigger magical effects throughout the three Wizarding World of Harry Potter lands. So we have Hogsmeade Village in Islands of Adventure, Diagon Alley in Universal Studios Florida, and now the brand new Harry Potter and the Ministry of Magic at Epic Universe. And so there's really nothing crazy about the technology. They're passive devices with no electronics inside of them. They use a translucent half sphere at the tip to reflect light back to the infrared sensors in the shop windows and really set the magic kind of off. Now, the reason why I think some guests might be watching this video, even if you've visited Universal Orlando in the past, is new really kind of coming with Epic Universe is we now have second generation wands which offer really different sort of effects, and they tie into the Universal Orlando app. So we have two different types of wands. We have the first generation, which is going to start and cost you around $65. And so these are going to work at a bunch of the spell locations across Hogsmeade Village, Diagon Alley, and you can also use them in Epic Universe. Now, where you have to be mindful is that they will not allow you to link to the Universal Orlando app and really track your scores and your progress throughout your days. And that's where the second generation wands come in. Starting on March 1st, 2025, Universal launched the second generation wands, which are going to start around $85 per wand. They do feature some new illumination effects, but also vibration as you're casting spells. And so essentially what that means is the wand tip will light up and vibrate each successful spell, but they're customized, so there'll be different colors depending on the spell that you are casting. This also, the Generation 2 wands do connect to the Universal Orlando app. And so we're going to stick here for a second because I do think this is important to try to figure out how to get the most out of your Universal Orlando vacation, especially if you're visiting with young kids. I feel like the interactive aspect within the app itself is very similar to, playing like a game, like video games. And just because of that, I do feel like you can get a lot more out of your trip if you do upgrade and go with the Generation 2 interactive wand. And you'll see we're definitely going to come back and circle back to how to get the most or how the app works, but we're going to continue moving along. And you might be wondering at this point, well, hey, I think I'm going to go with this. Where do I purchase the interactive wand? Well, there's a couple different locations, but the most popular ones, of course, are going to be within the lands themselves. So we do have two Ollivanders. And if you watched the movies or read the books, you already know that that is not actually factual. There aren't two Ollivanders, but at Universal Orlando, there are. So we have one in Diagon Alley, and then we have another one in Hogsmeade Village. In Epic Universe, we have Cosme Accorjor Baguettes. I definitely butchered that, but there is a wand shop in Epic Universe. Over in Universal City Walk, you can also purchase the interactive wands, and also you can check to see if you're staying at an official Universal Orlando hotel, you can try to purchase it at your official hotel. So at least that way, if you're going to purchase Generation 2, you can link it to the Universal Orlando app and really hit the ground running once you get into the parks. What I would say is my honest opinion is the Ollivander shops in either Diagon Alley or in Hogsmeade Village are the most cool experience compared to the books and the movies if you are bringing your kids and you want them to have, like that unforgettable experience of actually going and picking out their wand. But now jumping into the actual parks, and we're going to start to break down, well, how can you use them within each of the lands in Universal Orlando? So we're going to start with what I really feel like is the land that you will get the most out of it, and that is, of course, going to be Diagon Alley in Universal Studios Florida. So the reason why I feel like this is the most immersive wand experience is it has 16 total mapped locations for you to use your interactive wand. There's 11 within the main area of Diagon Alley, and then there's 5 within Nocturne Alley, which is essentially a little tucked away area within Diagon Alley itself. And what you'll see is one of the cool things is that there are some hidden off-map secret locations that you can use your interactive wands at. I would also say I feel like Diagon Alley by far from a theming standpoint is probably my favorite and one of the coolest theme lands in all of Universal Orlando. Even with the brand new Epic Universe, I still really love the feel of Diagon Alley with the dragon breathing fire. I really feel like it kind of lives up to the Harry Potter magic. All right, so how do you use your interactive wand though? So it is a step-by-step process where you're gonna look for the brass medallions embedded in the ground. And essentially what you're gonna wanna do is face the direction that the medallion arrows are pointing, and then you'll see within the medallion, it's going to tell you exactly how you should kind of swoop your wand. So you want to go and perform your small wrist motion with your wand shown on the medallion. And one of the hidden tips and tricks, especially if you're visiting with young kids and you could see that they're sort of struggling to get the spells to go off, remember this tip. You want to keep your motions small and precise. So we find that big arm movements are the number one reason spells fail. And you might be wondering, well, how can I actually find the medallions? Well, there's 2 ways really at this point in time. You will receive a dual-sided map with your wand. So it's going to come within the wand box. And then also now on the official Universal Orlando app, if you have the Generation 2 and you're tracking your scores, you will be able to see some of the different spell locations on the app. And another cool thing that I did see online is that if you do lose your map, or if you're coming back to Universal Orlando and you just simply don't know where your map is, you can ask Ollivanders for a free map replacement. From a spell standpoint, what are some of the spells that you definitely don't want to miss? Well, one of my favorite ones is definitely going to be the umbrella right above the restroom entrance, which will actually kind of sprinkle rain on unexpected guests walking underneath. Also at the Weasley's Wizard Wheezes, we have the Descendo spell, which is going to flush a plunger down a toilet in the shop window. And then for those hidden spell locations, what you'll want to do is in Nocturne Alley, you can hold your wand map under the black lights to reveal these hidden spell locations. And another really cool one is with the 2nd generation interactive wand, you do have an exclusive sort of spell, but you do have to complete the required in-app adventure steps, and you can cast a Patronus spell in Nocturne Alley. And this will kind of trigger a dramatic multi-layered projection that defeats a Dementor. So moving over to Islands of Adventure, and we do have Hogsmeade Village, which is home to 11 total spell locations, 9 original spots, plus 2 brand new 2nd generation exclusive locations, which were added in March 2025. And so those brand new locations are going to be the Owl Post and the Dueling Club Tent. And so what I would say when it comes to Hogsmeade Village, one of the things that I definitely find is that if you're using your interactive wand, during the day, I find it to be a lot more crowded than definitely Diagon Alley, and especially over in Epic Universe with the new Ministry of Magic. So one of the tips and tricks here is I personally love to come to Islands of Adventure and do the interactive spells early in the morning, specifically during early park admission. I just find that it's a lot less crowded. You get a lot more done. And if you're using our tips and tricks over at the Park Prodigy, you know that I typically recommend to show up an hour before early park admission starts. So realistically, you can hop in the park, you can get onto Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, get off of it after like 15 minutes, and you still would have like 45 minutes to enjoy this land without a lot of crowds. So some of our favorite spell locations within Hogsmeade Village are definitely going to be Honeydukes, where you can open a giant chocolate frog box to reveal a croaking frog. Over in Tomes and Scrolls, there's an Alalomorra, where you can open up a large volume of Tales of the Beetle and the Bard. One of the tips to keep in mind is Hogsmeade Village, because it's the original Harry Potter land, a lot of the spell locations are behind glass. And what happens because of that is sometimes it is a little bit harder to cast your spells, especially what I have found on rainy days or days when there's fog and it could fog up the glass. We've definitely have had some issues. So just keep that in mind, keep your patience. if you are visiting and you're sort of struggling at Hogsmeade, but you're doing great in Diagon Alley. And then one of the other important things I do want to mention is I've gotten conflicting information regarding the new locations in Hogsmeade Village. So one of the things I would just be mindful is first generation wands might not be able to cast spells at these two new locations. So the first time we went, we were told no, we could not cast spells because we had our Generation 1 wands with us. But then I asked a team member in Epic Universe a couple months later, and they told us that yes, we could cast spells, but it just wouldn't track on the Universe Orlando app. So just keep that in mind, and you'll see, I'm sorry that I don't have like a definite answer. A lot of times I create these videos based on my own personal experience. I'm in the parks, I'm learning, and then I kind of come back and create the videos. It's just, this is one of the things that I've gotten conflicting info on, and I actually have not used my interactive wand on the two new locations. But what I would say is it never hurts to ask. Okay, but moving over to the newest Harry Potter land, and we have Harry Potter and the Ministry of Magic. So this is set in the 1920s Wizarding world of Paris. This features 12 brand new interactive spell locations, the most immersive wand experience Universal has ever built. The important thing here is this land was really designed for the new Generation 2 wands, but of course you can use your Generation 1 wands within this land. You just will not be able to track your spells. All right, so now some of the spells that you want to be mindful of here that are definitely going to be the coolest are going to be the L'Usurp Volant, which is going to blast a spiraling gust of wind directly in your face. But there's also the Talking Portrait. So for the first time in any of the Wizarding worlds, guests can use wands to engage with the enchanted portraits in the Nicholas Flamel Quarter. This is completely new and something really, really cool. But also you do have to complete the multi-step sort of adventure within the app. And then guests will have the ability to unlock the Philosopher's Stone, which is called the Philosopher's Stone's Adventure. If you've seen the first movie, again, this is going to tie into that. It's something really, really cool that you definitely do not want to miss. Okay, but I think it's important for us to jump in now and talk about the Universal Orlando app and how you will connect your Generation 2 and really why you might want to consider kind of going with a Generation 2 wand. Well, of course, like I said, you link it to the Universal Orlando app, and the way it works is there's going to be a barcode on your wand box, which you very simply just take a photo, and this will link the wands to your app. And so as you're casting spells, you'll be able to track your scores and unlock those, achievements that we've spoken about. Within the app, you'll be able to set up your wizard profile, and so you can customize your wizard name, your Hogwarts house, and your Patronus. And the cool thing about this is that your house colors will actually appear in your spell casting effects. So Slytherin Green, for example, will show up as green. I mentioned this earlier, but you also will have a digital spell map. So the app will actually show you all the spell casting locations across the 3 worlds. And where it becomes easier is the second generation wands will track whether you've already completed each spell. And that's great for sort of checking off your progress throughout the day if you're trying to unlock, those hidden spells later in the day. You also can track house points and the daily house cup. So the Wizarding profile tracks your house points on a leaderboard, and a house cup is awarded daily to the house with the most points. And so you can see here how Universal really is making it sort of that game aspect where even if you're not doing many throughout the day, you could still track and see like, how is my house doing if you're in Gryffindor compared to, Hufflepuff. And there's also wizarding levels and adventures. So the higher your wizarding level, the more spells and adventures unlock. And I would say here, again, some of the important tips and tricks that I do want to make sure that we note is don't forget, if you're struggling with some of the spells, you can always ask for spell casting assistance. So there are going to be team members sort of scattered throughout the lands. And if you are sort of having an issue with one of the spells, you can ask them for help and they'll kind of come in and sort of help you with your swoosh and your motion for the spell. I also would say you definitely have to be mindful of what the app is going to do to your phone battery. So we've spoken about this a ton in the past, but definitely be sure to bring reusable, phone chargers. In the parks, Universal has the company Fuel Rod. So you could purchase a fuel rod and then, kind of swap them out as you're going about your day. A tip and trick in the Wizarding world of Harry Potter at Epic Universe is there is a fuel rod station right outside of that world. And then you also can track your progress. Your sort of progress throughout the day will stay for 60 days. So even if you don't get everything done within one day and you're coming back the next day, don't stress, you'll be able to sort of pick up where you left off. And this is specifically for multi-park adventures within the app. And make sure that you're protecting your wand. So the tip is very delicate. A small scratch can actually stop the spells from working. But if if you do have issues with your wand, you can go to any of the wand stores and ask them if they can help you repair it, and they will do the repair absolutely free. But that isn't everyone. As you can see, there's a lot that goes into the interactive wands at Universal Orlando Resort. And whether you're using a classic wand or the new second generation, the key is to swish and flick in very small motions. The wand experience across all three parks is definitely what I believe to be one of the most underrated things to do at Universal Orlando. And if you are in the process of planning that Universal Orlando trip and you need a little additional help, just be sure to go check out our website, theparkprodigy.com. And as a thank you for sticking around all the way till the end of this video, I do have a special promo code you can go use on our website to save an extra $50 off your next Universal Orlando vacation. And that promo code is going to be MAGIC50. But I think that's all the time we have for today. Thank you all again so much for checking out this video. And until next time, I will talk to you soon.